Good morning, all of my natural hair brothers and sisters. Wow, the sky is beautiful. I'm gonna show you guys how beautiful the sky is. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I just want to be a little lighthearted this morning. For me, it's been a very emotional week. Just focusing on mortality and life and how fleeting it all is, and remembering to be lighthearted but deep, poignant but not, but superficial. It's a balance that you got to maintain to just feel good about everything. But when somebody tragically leaves the earth, like Kobe Bryant, although he's not superhuman, he's not even a traditional hero in the sense of the word. He's just a man who took very good care of himself, and he lived a very good life. And just to see somebody in the the what we would consider the peak of it, just kind of like get as a human being, we would call it cut off, but maybe his job here on earth is what's done. And religion, that's what religion teaches folks, but nonetheless, nevertheless, or whatever, it feels tragic because there was a little girl. It's just a lot to make sense of, and you can't really. You just kind of have to just experience it and kind of like take what you can, and then move on, because there will be something else for you to process. So, trying to do all that, my own personal struggles in life, and because I've told my story about my situation, and it doesn't get easier for me, having had my own personal tragedy and stuff like that. Day by day, it's like you kind of like have these hurdles you have to get over, and things you have to kind of like get out your mind so that you can even function. So I say all that to say, hey, let's talk about locks. Let's talk about something a little lighthearted. So um, um, I'm about due. This is a length check. I'm about due for a retightening very soon, but I just wanted to show what things are looking like, which, in my opinion, there we go. Things are looking good. You can go back to previous videos to see where I started, which was just the very tip. Like, this is where my locks started when I first got them, and this is where they are now. They clean, they smell good. I kind of like rinsed them this morning and moisturized them, so they're smelling really, really good. I was watching some video, and the young lady said, "Oh, if you got locks, it's just known that they're gonna have an odor." I was like, if my locks stunk, I wouldn't have locks. I couldn't have something that close to my nose smelling, and that's not a known thing. That's a yo thing. Yo locks are funky. My locks are funky. But yeah, so this is just where they are right now. So this is the front. This is the side. This is the back. That's the other side. And this is the front. Yeah, so they're doing good. I actually contemplated dyeing them black. Um, don't worry, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to put any stress on my hair by putting any chemicals in my system or on my hair. You know, I go through phases where I want to change it up a little bit. I just thought them being, black would be something that I would be interested in, but the health of my hair and the introduction of all them chemicals, it's not worth it to just experiment with a different look. I'll have to just live with what I got and keep it moving. You go in these stores and they make these products so convenient for you that you feel like, oh, let me just try that, but you don't realize the stress that you're putting on your hair. This was one of my trouble areas, but it turns out to be my party lock. I have 3 little skinny locks that they were combined. So now I got this one little party going on the side here. And it's doing pretty good. So it was combined like right here. So all those were combined. So all the rest of this is all combined. And you keep them loose like that to provide some fullness, but as it grows out, it'll just be one thick lock here. And that's where they're at now. That's my niece this morning, who, as I've said in previous video, I take care of her. She says, "You have worms in your hair. You have worms in your hair." Kids are ruthless with their tongues. They don't hold anything back. But I'm happy with them. They look good. My nephew's growing his hair out. Again, I take care of my niece and my nephew. And I think I've inspired him to go natural. He had this little lopsided fro. And I made him get a haircut where it was high on top, drop fade on the sides. And he was like, I want to keep my hair growing. I was like, oh, well, we won't cut it after this, So now we got to let it grow out again because it just was misshapen. And I went in there to get a trim, and the guy I was like, oh shit. So now we got to start over. Well, the top's still long, but now it's in like a high top formation. So who knows what he's going to experiment with, but I'm all for self-expression. And a way to simply do that is with hair, because it's just hair. You grow out of it, you can cut it off. But I'm all for kids experimenting and exploring their self-expressions. If you want to, cut one side off, go for it. It's life. We have stories on the news where people are denied jobs and stuff like that because of their hair. And then you have other people who are taking these people who were wronged and making it right, which is good. So it's balance. Life's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be some injustice, but then there's always somebody out here who's going to make it all better. So, and that's the balance in life, and as I started out talking about, talking about mortality and then being superficial, there's a balance. You can wake up and put lotion on your face and brush your teeth and be motivated alongside of struggling with mortality and death and trying to place that onto your existence. And how does it make you feel? You could wake up and feel good about smelling good and still be sad about something else. You can't go to the extremes, of things. And being a person who suffers with extremes or mentally being extreme, I have to kind of like rein it in and pull it in and make it make sense and take those times. And I posted a statement onto my Facebook which said, don't be afraid to cancel an appointment or call out from something if it means that you'll be a better person because of it. It's okay. The party will go on with or without you. So if you need to say, I can't go because you need to get yourself together, then don't go. If you need to stay home and make sure your family is whole, stay home and make sure your family is whole, because that's what's important. So I say to you all, peace and blessings. And Work on yourself first before you can go do anything for anybody else. Talk to y'all later. Bye.